Hi, my name is Roman Sandoval and I'll be unboxing the Intel Joule 570X. This is Intel's new developer kit that uses an Atom processor and can do very powerful things. And I believe this board is primarily useful for Internet of Things applications, along with other things that you could use with an Atom processor. Alright, what we'll go through is the box itself. So on the very top, there's more information or a link where you could get more information, and it's at intel.com/joule. On the left side, it contains information about what this kit includes. On the bottom, there are certification logos and also a copyright statement. And on the right side, you'll notice that there are serial numbers as well as product information about the board that is in this box. Most importantly, on the very back of the box contains a good majority of the information about the board. I'll go through it right now. Here on the right side, it says that the board itself has a high-performance 64-bit 1.7 GHz quad-core Intel Atom processor. There's 4 GB of RAM, 16 GB of eMMC memory. There's a Intel HD graphics with 4K video capture and display. There's also 802.11ac support with MIMO and Bluetooth 4.1. We'll go through that later on. This board supports USB 3.0, MIPI, CSI, and DSI interfaces, and multiple general-purpose I/O, I2C, SPI, UART interfaces. Currently in this board, we have a Linux-based operating system that is tailored for IoT and smart devices. There's also enhanced support for Intel RealSense cameras and libraries, and those are essentially like 3D cameras that you could connect to this board so that you can do 3D mapping and navigation if you have a drone, or just 3D rendering for objects that are right in front of those cameras. That camera module is not part of this board. Remember, this box only contains the compute module and also the developer or the development board underneath that compute module. Okay, inside the box there is this piece of paper that essentially contains information about FCC and FAA regulations. Underneath that, you'll see a set of stickers. And underneath that, there is this electronic bag that I'll take out, and inside that electronic bag is the board itself. But do keep in mind that there is a sticker here that gives you the MAC addresses for the different components like the Wi-Fi and also the Bluetooth. Okay, this is the board itself. Alright, so in here, you'll notice that this is the Intel Joule 570X compute module. On the right side, this is the Wi-Fi, which supports 802.11ac. There are 2 antenna ports, so that is enabling 802.11ac MIMO, so multiple inputs, multiple outputs. Connected to those ports are the antennas themselves. Now you could remove this sticker and you could put those antennas somewhere else, depending on how you want to, cover this board. There are multiple pinouts for the general purpose IOs. On the top here, you'll notice that there are LEDs for 4 general purpose IOs. Here are pins for the eMMC boot. Ooh, let me zoom in. Give me a second. So that you know what I'm talking about. How's that? Okay. On the top, there are pins for the eMMC boot. Below that, there's the SD card boot and also the DMX boot. On the right bottom side, there are a few buttons. There's a general purpose button that you could program, I'm guessing, through some of the libraries that Intel provides to interface with the I/O. And there's also this power button for the board itself. Below that, there's the HDMI. This needs to focus. There's the HDMI port, which supports 1.4b Keep in mind that the box does say it supports 4K display output, so you will be able to get 4K output from this HDMI connector. Moreover, right here is a USB connector, which is for serial USB. It uses a micro USB connector. Here is a USB 3.0 connector right here, and this is USB-C. Next to it is a DC plug. I believe this board takes in 12 volts. But please check the link, Intel's link, to get the actual specifications. Keep in mind that this box actually does not provide a DC an AC to DC converter for which you can plug to this board, so you'll have to provide that yourself. Next to that plug is the battery connectors, and above that are the MIPI display connector, and I think that's a good majority of the resources that are on the top of the board. Now below, you'll notice that there is an SD or micro SD card slot. On the top here, there is a fan header that you can, connect the fan to allow the heatsink that is currently not connected to this module to dissipate more heat. On the right side of the back of the board, there's the real-time clock battery that you could add in. The battery is not installed. You'll have to purchase that separately. Alright, so that's the board itself. Underneath the rest of the box are the different components that were listed. You'll notice that there's a micro SD card right here. There are a few risers, a few screws to attach those risers onto the board. There's also this heatsink and a few accessories for mounting the heatsink onto the board. And lastly, there's this USB cable which attaches via USB-C. So that's everything. I'll give you a little bit more information about the board itself with some of my tools I have here. Let's go and see how heavy this board actually is. So this board currently weighs around 50 grams. Oops. And using my ruler, the board's dimensions are about 3.5 inches, less than 3.5 inches. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's that? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/16. 3 5/16 of an inch wide, and 2 8, 9, 10. 2 10/16 of an inch, so that's 5/8. Alright, 2 inches and 5/8 of an inch. Okay, and then as far as depth is concerned, it's about 1/2 an inch, depending on where you are in the board. Alright, so those are the general specifications on this board. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of the Intel Joule 570X.